Question 3. Janine has a big bag of buttons. They are either green, red, white, or blue, and the pie chart gives you information about how many are in the bag or the proportion. We are told that there are 60 green buttons in the bag. So that means that this piece of the pie chart represents 60. That happens to be a quarter of the pie chart as indicated by this 90 degrees. So a 90-degree angle here gives us a quarter of the chart. So when we're asked in part A to work out the total number of buttons in the bag, that means a quarter of something, however many buttons are in the bag, will equal 60. So if a quarter of something equals 60, that's something that's going to equal 60 times 4, which gives us 240 buttons in the bag. Part B, work out the number of red buttons in the bag. Well, red, we are given our angle here as 120. So that 120 degrees out of 360 degrees will give us the fraction of the circle that is red. And then once we've got that fraction, that's what we're going to find out of this total of 240. So you can type that in your calculator as it stands right now with a multiply sum instead of. Either way, you could do that, or you could simplify this down to a third. That's what you end up with. And when you find a third of 240, the answer is 80. Part C. Janine also has a tin of counters. The table there gives information about the counters in the tin. Part C. Write down the fraction of the counters in Janine's tin that are black. So black counters, we have 40. And we're writing that as a fraction of the counters in Janine's tin. So that's out of all of the counters that were there. So we have a 40 out of 200. The question also asks you, give your fraction in its simplest form. 40 and 200 can both be divided by 40, which simplifies to give us 1 over 5 in the end. A pie chart is drawn to show information about the number of counters of each colour in Janine's tin. Work out the size of the angle in the pie chart for the 30 pink counters. So from our table here, there were 30 pink counters, and that's going to be 30 out of 200 as a fraction. So 30 out of 200 is our fraction, and we want to convert that or find the equivalent fraction out of 360. So some angle, x, that we don't know of, out of 360 degrees will give us the same fraction as 30 out of 200. So one way we could do that is we could simplify 30 out of 200 first. If I divide top and bottom by 10, for example, I get 3/20ths. And if you're trying to turn 3/20ths into so many 360ths, if I multiply bottom by 18 here, because 20 times 18 will equal 360, and I multiply the top by 18, I'm going to end up getting my angle here, which is 3 times 18, which is 54 degrees. Done.